Hello, here we are with a hands-on and unboxing of the Sony SmartWatch 2, the second edition of the wearable technology from Sony. So we have a black silicone wristband option here and the metal wristband option. Both are identical in terms of what they do. The only difference is the wristband type and their price accordingly. So we're going to unbox both of these and show you what you get. So let's start with the silicone one. So you can see we've got the retail packaging here. It's NFC capable, this device, so it's one touch pairing, or if your device doesn't have NFC you can use Bluetooth. You get the smartwatch and a USB cable included. So here is the packaging. Pop it open down here. You'll also see on the other side here we do get a free Runtastic app with the silicone version. That is one other small difference. NFC, Bluetooth, micro USB. It's IP rated, so it can get wet under the rain. You know, don't immerse it and go swimming with it, but it will live up to a few raindrops, and it should have a battery life of 3 to 4 days. It's also got a 24mm wristband, which actually means that whilst it comes with a silicone wristband, you can actually connect any sort of watch wristband to it. So if we pull off the casing here and pull this out, we've got, well, presented to us just like a normal watch on a piece of foam, the actual SmartWatch 2. So let's pull that off and we'll come back to that in a moment. Also included in the packaging, you have to press a little button on the side here to release it. You pull this up and under here you get the micro USB cable. So let's just pull that out. So you can see it's quite short. It's probably only about 10 or 15 centimeters there, but that's for charging the SmartWatch 2. And then in here you get the documentation, so legal information, startup guide in English, and a variety of other languages as well. And then we got the activation code for the Runtastic, and quick sort of startup guide for you there. So let's put all of that to one side. Let's then also show you the black one. So there is no difference to the package contents here. I'm just going to show you the difference between the two actual watches themselves. So if we unclip that, and let's bring in the two watches side by side. So here we can see that the silicone one completely unfastens and folds out like so, where the metal one is a solid metal band with a nice secure clasp here, so it doesn't fold out quite like that. Both of them have got the metal bezel around the edge and the power buttons on the side. The back, everything's the same. Let's take a look a bit closer at the metal here. So it's very sturdy, feels really strong and robust. You might just see there's little pins here, so you can take these out and adjust the strap so it fits your wrist better. Got the Sony branding on the clasp there, which we press either side to release up like a conventional watch, like that. And the metal one is quite a bit heavier on there, but both have the same size wristband, so you could in theory change the wristband if you really wanted to on both of these. So let's take a closer look at the SmartWatch 2 now. So we've already set this one up for convenience, but basically the first time you set it up, if your device has got NFC, what you need to do is take them, touch them together, and that will initiate a sequence on your mobile device to download the app. So you need to download Sony Smart Connect, then you need to download the SmartWatch 2 app within Smart Connect, and then you can download a variety of extensions for the actual SmartWatch to enable lots of different features. So we've got the small touch screen here, we've got the Sony logo at the top, and we've got a little light sensor just up to the side here. We've got a back, home and menu key, and the power button is what activates the device, and that carries on the Sony Xperia design ethos that we've seen on their Xperia handsets. So we've installed the most common extensions on the Sony SmartWatch. There are more for you to download, and it's ever changing, but let's give you a quick overview of what you can actually do here. So we've got the time up on the screen, and you can see we've got two little dots here, and that's to indicate which home screen we're at by pressing the little home button here. So that takes us back to the home screen. Got a power indicator and then we can drop down and we've got notifications as identified by this little symbol just up here. So we've then got an alarm clock. As the name would imply, you can set the alarm time, confirming with a cross or carrying on with the arrow, set the day, set the snooze duration for 5, 10, 30 minutes, like so, and set the alarm, and the smartwatch itself will go off when the alarm is set. This little icon here is the flashlight, and the best it does is a full brightness white screen when you're in that. Click the back button to go out of there. Click the phone. Now this pairs via Bluetooth with our mobile device, of course, so we can go in here and we click favorites and we can see our favorite contacts, and that's pulling the information in from the paired phone. We can go into our call logs and see the last people we called when, so there we go, in missed calls, come back. We can go into our actual contacts on the phone and we can navigate through by the letter. So we type here and then we can scroll through the list on the screen, and it's bringing up the contacts that we have on our phone. And then here we've got the little dialer that we can use to actually dial a call out if we choose. Now personally this is a little bit small for me, but it can work with a little bit of getting used to. You just have to be quite precise with the gestures on there. So go to the home screen, go back here. So we've got the Gmail extension, and as you can see I've got one unread message. I tap onto this and it's got the last message that came into my inbox here. Now I've only got one test message here, but I can click into that and I can read the message here. If I go through a longer message, I can actually scroll, and then if I've got more messages I can actually flick through to the different messages. Now it doesn't string messages, it just brings you in each individual message, so you can't necessarily see your reply if you've replied to an email, nor can you reply directly from the smartwatch, but you can just see the messages as they're coming in. So we go back to the home screen. Now we've got this other little email client here. This is set up more for Sony devices, so we can't really show you that, but that's designed for the standard client on Sony Xperia devices. Got the messaging, so here it's bringing in your text messages. So you can tap in and read the message. Again, this isn't threaded messaging, so you can see I've got a couple of messages here. They've all come in separately and I can't see my reply. If I go into a message and tap the menu button, I've got several options here. So if I click this icon up here, what I can do is actually send back a very quick sort of message with an emoticon, or some pre-configured messages which are set from the smartphone itself. So I can send these straight from the smartwatch. If you want to go back with a more detailed reply, you click the menu button and this button here, and it'll open messages up on your actual phone. Or you can click the call icon and that will obviously call the contact in question. So you can come back out of here. So I've then got my missed call log. Here's this extension, it tells me who I've missed calls from. I've got Sony Music Unlimited connected up here. So that again pairs with my phone, so you'd need to have an account with Sony Music Unlimited, but you can skip through your music, play, pause. Unfortunately where we are right now we don't have a Wi-Fi connection to really make best use of that. Then this little zero counter here is for new events. As different things and reminders come up, that will change with information. We've got here a little timer. So when you're in here you set your timer however long you want it to be, start the timer, and then it starts counting down. Now one of the little things to get used to is the sensitivity of the screen. You need to get used to that. It's just a bit different to a more conventional smartphone screen. You've got your gallery pairing up here, so this is where it'll actually bring up images that are on your device. So it pairs back with the gallery on your phone, so I can scroll through my images just here. So it's actually picking up images from my smartphone, like so. Then you've got the settings, so we can turn Bluetooth on or off. We can turn the vibrate function of the smartwatch itself on or off. We go into display and we can change the brightness. Now we've got it up at full brightness, or we can change the notification style, the way it actually appears on screen. We can change the watch faces, so I'm currently set as this, but we can have a more conventional digital or we've got different styles of analog there as we want. Apps, so you can turn on and off certain apps to remove them from your home screen. So you could turn the flashlight off, for example, and that would disappear from your home screen. You can set the date and time. The language, now this can sync with your device, or you can specify one of the pre-installed languages that's actually on the smartwatch itself. You've got the ability to add a PIN code to the device, because otherwise you could just press the power button and you're in, and of course that would give access to some of the phone content as well. So you can actually enter a PIN code onto the smartwatch for added security, but I'm guessing as it's going to be on you most of the time, you might not want to do that for speed of access. And then you've got support and the ability to reset the smartwatch. So I'll just sort of try and show you this on the wrist to give you some sort of idea of what it actually looks like. So there you go, there it is on the wrist. Press the power button, I can go to the home screen, I can scroll through and get to the different bits that I want to, be it my gallery or what have you. So if I now take that off, what I'm just going to do is then show you the application on the phone. So what I just wanted to show you here is now on the actual handset itself, where we're in Smart Connect and we're in the smartwatch 2, and it's here we can edit the settings of the watch. So I can click in here and I can add the different extensions. So you can see these apps that I've got installed. I've got recommended applications, so I haven't installed Twitter, but I can go into this and I can change things such as the message templates. So it's fairly straightforward here. Come back out of that, I can go into my missed call log and I can change the message templates again, or even clear the log that I have on the smartwatch 2. And of course you can download more apps and things, but just to give you a quick idea and overview of the smartwatch 2. So that is the Sony SmartWatch 2, available from clove.co.uk.